Everything you've been told about calories is wrong. Food labels? Lying. Diet plans? Built on a 19th century myth? Ha! The truth is, your hormones, not your calorie count, determine whether you burn fat or store it. Let me show you why. Hi, my name is Marc Bates. This is a Roasting Sacred Cows of Nutrition presentation. And I'm a metabolic health coach, and this video is called Why Calorie Labels Are Lying to You and What Really Controls Your Weight. Okay, let's go to what started this roasting cows, secret cows. Dr. Sunil Dant, who I actually like, he's got a YouTube channel. He has very interesting takes and knowledge about what's wrong with the healthcare system. And I probably agree with 90% of what he says, without question, okay? He really does know his stuff. But in this particular case, he's showing his ignorance. This is a post he just did, right? You can see the date. I lost weight because I went keto, vegan, carnivore, or fasted. No, you lost weight because you had a calorie deficit. The diet was simply the tool to help you achieve that. There are no exceptions to the rule that you have to burn more calories than you consume to lose weight. And that's absolutely incorrect, and we're going to tell you why. So this is the first of a series of videos on this myth, and this is the start of why calories do not count. Okay, so let's talk about why calorie label lies. Right? Every calorie label lies about metabolism. Every food label in your kitchen contains a fundamental lie. Those calorie numbers, they measure what happens when food explodes in a laboratory furnace. They have nothing to do with what happens in your body. This isn't a small technical error. This is the fundamental mistake that created our modern health crisis. Okay? So, let's talk about the bomb calorimeter. That's one. There are several different versions of it. Scientists measure calories using a device called a bomb calorimeter. Food gets incinerated in a sealed chamber. The heat released raises water temperature. The heat becomes the calories on your food labels. This process measures total potential energy released as heat from burning food. Complete combustion in oxygen at increased pressure. Your body doesn't combust food. Your body doesn't operate under increased pressure. Your digestive system uses gentle enzymatic processes, not violent chemical explosions. The calorie is a crude approximation of energy, useful for engineering but misleading for biology. It also is based on a theory of the first and second laws of thermodynamics, which is completely wrong. Your body is not a closed system. Your body is a very open system. So it doesn't work. Okay, so the history of the calorie myth. When mechanical thinking met living systems. The Atwater system, and this is the start of the calorie myth, emerged from the late 19th century. Now, for those who don't understand this, late 19th century means 1800s. Okay, this is 1860, 1870, and so on, right? So in these late 19th century experiments focused on confirming the first law of thermodynamics applied to human beings, and it doesn't. Wilbur Atwater wanted to quantify usable energy in different macronutrients. His goal was standardization, not biological accuracy. So understand what his goal was. And that immediately tells you why this doesn't work. The early 20th century embraced mechanical analogies. The body was a machine. No, it's not. Food was fuel. No, it's not. It's more of a hormone signaling device. Calories were units of heat, like coal in a furnace. And no, you don't burn coal in your furnace. You don't have a furnace. The mindset ignored the complexity of living systems, hormonal regulation, enzymatic control, adaptive thermogenesis, and feedback loops. They treated the human body like a steam engine, not a homeostatic organism. Okay? The master switch they ignored, which is insulin. While nutrition scientists counted calories, endocrinologists discovered something revolutionary. Insulin control determines metabolic fate. Insulin decreases the circulating concentration of all major metabolic fuels. It stimulates glucose uptake into tissues, suppresses release of fatty acids from adipose tissues, inhibits production of ketones in the liver, and promotes fat and glycogen deposition. Insulin doesn't just lower blood sugar. Insulin is the master switch that determines whether energy gets stored as fat or burned for fuel. Two foods with identical calorie counts trigger completely different hormonal responses, which throws the whole calorie in, calorie out theory out the window. Same calories, opposite results. Consider 100 calories of sugar versus 100 calories of protein. Sugar, and so for those who follow the math there, right? 100 calories of sugar is 25 grams of sugar. 100 calories of protein is approximately 20 to 25 grams of protein, right? Okay, sugar rapidly enters the bloodstream. Blood glucose spikes. Insulin floods from the pancreas to drive glucose into tissues. In muscle, some gets used immediately, some stored as glycogen, unless your glycogen stores are completely overloaded, which for most people who eat a lot of glucose, that's the case. In fat cells, excess gets converted to triglycerides, which is exactly what most people who have been eating carbohydrates most of their life have and will do. Fructose, on the other hand, bypasses insulin entirely, heading straight to the liver for conversion to fat. So if you think eating fruit is good for you, remember, the fructose in fruit bypasses insulin entirely, heading straight to the liver for conversion to fat. Okay, high insulin blocks fat burning by inhibiting hormone-sensitive lipase. The result, energy crash, increased fat storage, disruptive satiety signals, metabolic inflexibility. Protein follows a different path entirely. Protein digestion starts slowly in the stomach. No blood glucose spike occurs. Modest insulin release accompanies a strong glucagon secretion, which counters insulin fat storing effects. Amino acids activate muscle protein synthesis. Protein has a thermic effect of 20 to 30%, meaning nearly a third of its calories get burned just processing it, right? But we're not counting calories. So protein strongly stimulates satiety hormones. It's a signaling food. It signals satiety. So the same calories, opposite hormonal outcomes. You can't count calories. Okay, let's continue here. The category error that won't die. This is a paradigm shift we're looking for here. When researchers challenge the calorie model, institutions respond predictably. First comes dismissal. Early low-carb pioneers faced ridicule despite patient success stories. Then comes the intellectual containment. Studies showing superior weight loss on low-carb diets get reinterpreted. The weight loss is just due to fewer calories eaten. It's still calories in, calories out. No, it's not. This misses the point entirely. The question isn't whether people eat fewer calories. The question is why they naturally eat fewer calories when insulin stays low. Finally comes token acknowledgement without fundamental change. Organizations now mention that insulin plays a role in fat metabolism. You think? While preserving the core calorie-based model, paradigms resist change until the anomalies become undeniable. Alright, from battlefield to liberation. The calorie model created generations of people who distrust their own biology. Decades of portion control messaging taught us to fight our hunger signals instead of understanding them. When insulin stays chronically elevated from frequent eating and processed foods, hunger signals get distorted. Fat cells fill up but stay locked. The body thinks it's starving even with abundant stored energy. This isn't willpower failure. This is hormonal hijacking, right? Species-appropriate nutrition offers a different path. Humans evolved as fat-burning, animal-based omnivores, or actually facultative carnivores, okay? Not omnivores. We are built to eat fat and meat. That's natural fats, and seasonally some plant foods. We're not adapted to industrial seed oils, refined grains, or constant snacking. When people transition from calorie counting to insulin optimization, transformation follows a very predictable pattern. Weeks 1 to 2, insulin drops, hunger normalizes, and cravings disappear. Weeks 3 to 4, fat becomes the primary fuel, eating becomes less frequent. Weeks 5 to 6, Inflammation decreases, leptin sensitivity improves, which is a signaling hormone that you're satisfied, right? It's a satiety hormone. Weeks 6 to 8, weight loss accelerates, fasting becomes effortless. They stop fighting their body and start cooperating with their hormones. Okay? This is very predictable. I've seen it time and again. Now, the future of nutrition science. So the Renaissance has already started. The metabolic renaissance isn't being led by institutions. It's being led by individuals reclaiming their own biology. Every day, people reverse type 2 diabetes after being told they need medication forever, for life. People lose 50, 100, 200 pounds without counting a single calorie. People walk away from chronic fatigue, brain fog, and inflammatory conditions. They share their stories on social media, in community forums, through podcasts and videos like this one. I'm evidence of this very phenomena. This grassroots truth-telling spreads faster than journals can contain it. Continuous glucose monitors let people see in real time what different foods do to their biology. Home ketone meters provide immediate feedback on metabolic state. Self-experimentation becomes the new peer review. You can't gaslight someone out of their own healing. Once someone experiences hunger disappearing, energy returning, brain fog lifting, chronic pain vanishing, and weight falling off effortlessly, and I've experienced all of this, they know. They can't unknow it. Okay, so real quick. Once someone experiences hunger disappearing, energy returning, brain fog lifting, chronic pain vanishing, and weight falling off effortlessly, they know. They can't unknow. Keep that in mind. Okay? So, beyond calories to biological truth. The shift from calorie counting to hormonal understanding represents more than dietary change. It represents a return to biological wisdom we lost in our rush toward industrialization. Future nutrition science will focus on metabolic signals, hormonal outcomes, and biochemical compatibility with human physiology. Medical practice will treat metabolic dysfunction as the root cause of most chronic diseases, not separate conditions requiring separate medications. Food systems will prioritize biological compatibility over shelf life and profit margins. Regenerative agriculture and species-appropriate farming will replace industrial processing. The most powerful change will be cultural. Millions will stop viewing food as the enemy and start seeing it as information. People will live without chronic hunger, energy crashes, guilt, or shame. Children will grow up metabolically healthy instead of primed for insulin resistance by age 10. This movement doesn't need institutional permission. It needs individual courage. The patient revolt has already begun. The next generation of health professionals question conventional wisdom. The cultural pendulum swings back towards ancestral truth. Truth resonates because it works. Biology doesn't lie. Lived experience trumps laboratory theory. Once people taste metabolic freedom, they never go back. The calorie era is ending. The age of metabolic sovereignty has begun. So, thanks for watching, everyone. If you have any comments or questions, you want to argue with me, please put it in the comment section. Let's talk about this. I've got a series of videos coming out on this one to explain everything in more detail, but this is just the first one in the series. All right? If you have any ideas on what would like me to cover, this is a community. I'm trying to help you guys with the information you want. Let me know what you're looking for. And as always, if you haven't done so, please like, subscribe, share this video with someone who needs it, who tells you that they're counting calories and they're not losing weight, or they're feeling hungry all the time. This is why. All right, thank you very much.